I had a lot of downloads today and I was like, I need to talk about this. And then they all kind of just wiped. They just wiped out. And I can't really remember them now. It's December 18th. The clock is ticking to Christmas. Christmas Eve. I'm just gonna say one of my original birthdays that has the simulation filled in around, and now it's called Jesus. And y'all are celebrating my birth. And what do you know? Y'all ain't giving me credit yet again. What do you know? Some hot man is stealing my credit yet again. All right, I think the story is rewriting itself, sort of, because I used to call it my little brother Mac. I remember I already said this story. I think I don't like Jesus. I never liked Jesus. I never liked the man who, if the simulation fills in enough, and we have to go back 2,000 years ago, we get along just fine because he's a lot like Alex. But I don't. I never prayed to Jesus. I only prayed to Jesus when I was extremely, extremely desperate and trying to wean myself off of Christianity. Okay, I'm not a fan of Jesus. I've never really been a fan of Jesus, and the whole, the whole, the whole birth thing, the whole Jesus Immaculate Conception shit, all this shit, that made me start researching all the religions, including Satanism, including Aleister Crowley and stuff, to get to the bottom of this. I never liked Jesus. I always liked Archangel Michael. What do you know? That's my brother. He's my favorite. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay? That's my favorite one. That's the one I like. I never was a fan of Jesus, but now I know why. He usurped my birthday and he called himself the Savior. And it's me. It ain't some blue eyed, brown haired hottie named Jared Leto. They love to do that, don't they? They gotta get their stalking in. It's my stalking time. I thought y'all wanted to watch the news. It's news time, but no, it's my stalking time. It's time for me to stalk. Because I'm normal. I'm a normal. We're a normal married couple. Don't suspect nothing. Y'all know those normal. I swear to God. Y'all ever met one of those normal married couples in America? I met a few of them where they say they're normal, and they're married, but they're actually both gay, and you know it. You can just tell you guys are gay. You got married to fit into the status quo. You know, Alyssa has a lot of gay best friends, and I know the truth. I know the truth, y'all. My best friends are gay. They're gay men, so I know exactly what I'm talking about from my physical life experience here on 3D. Look, y'all trying to make me asthmatic again already. I got a gay best friend in LA. He don't mind me talking about this. He would always tell me about his consorts, the night before we'd go out for drinks, like the next day. Oh, I was at this married man's house last night. I'm telling y'all men are gay. I told y'all that a long time ago, but y'all don't believe me, so now I've got to get into the actual stories of it. I got to get into their proclivities. They, I'm their best friend. They tell me everything. Mm. That's what I wanted to talk about. Losing your best friends. Okay? Losing y'all's best friends. All right. Is he still in the air? Is he still with me? Is he telling me right now, tell the stories, Liz? Yes, he is. Oh, look, I look like a football player. Am I talking about myself? I just saw myself turn into a football player. Am I talking about myself? Okay. Um, yeah, go right ahead and tell your stories, even if it's online and you don't post it. Go ahead, right ahead. Y'all know we'll hear them. Go right ahead and tell y'all the truth, okay? Because y'all living a lie, and y'all living a lie makes y'all feel like you're suffering. Set yourself free this Christmas vacation and tell y'all's gay stories online, okay? Set yourself free. Do yourself a favor and tell yourself, you know what I mean? Tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself how you know, how you fell into it. You know how you fell in love with your friend in secret growing up, and how y'all decided to figure out, you know, the birds and the bees and that kind of stuff with somebody of the same sex that was your best friend growing up or whatever. Tell your story. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being honest? There ain't nothing wrong with being honest, okay? You know what I mean? I already told y'all the queen is bisexual, so I have no problem talking about myself. Okay? Go ahead and tell y'all stories. Okay, y'all want to go on to that guy's talk show? You always talk about your cheating partner. I don't know his name. I'm sorry, but he reminds me of my brother David. Okay, um, he always go into that story. I found out he's been cheating with the same girl for 5 years. Okay, that's another relationship. He's got two relationships. He's cheating on you for 5 years with the same woman. He's got two relationships. Okay, can y'all try to be mature about the matter and try to work it out and not be stupid and jealous and petty and human? Can y'all try to like be more mature about these matters? Okay, y'all treating like, I mean, you can go ahead. Like I said, like if I can kind of see both ways because if I got Brandon with me, I already told y'all like how I am when Brandon's around. So you can go ahead and be monogamous. It can work. It actually can work, but y'all want to just keep denying the truth. Some of y'all ain't monogamous, and that's fine. Again, it's a spectrum. Gayness is a spectrum, monogamy is a spectrum. It's all a spectrum, and it's all okay. Do yourself a favor, set yourself free this Christmas Eve, and tell yourself your own story. If you can't tell your friend, if you can't muster it up to tell your friend, tell yourself. Tell yourself. Sit in front of your computer just like this, and just tell yourself the story. Okay, you'll be doing a lot for yourself. You'll be getting a lot off your chest by admitting this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You'll be doing yourself a favor. Okay, you'll feel a lot better this Christmas. I'm your savior. I'm going to give you the best advice, okay? Don't be listening to Jesus. Jesus is going to lie to you. You got to be monogamous no matter what. It's got to be heterosexual. You got to have 2.3 kids and a white picket fence. You don't be listening to Jesus, okay? All right. I'm definitely not lying about my current events, okay? I don't know about going backwards. I don't know anything about that, but I'm definitely not lying about my own current events, am I? I know my current events, and I know my friend group, and I know my friend group grows out in this organic energy that is inside of every other friend group I've ever met. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, guys? It's natural to want to be honest with your partner, and it's natural to try to want to talk in a safe space. And as your savior, I do encourage that. I do encourage it. Okay, Brandon, you want to say something on here? All right. Okay. I already told y'all we got licensing fees for days if y'all want to play with us. Oh, okay. So I wanted to talk about the perfect catalog, peeping through the timeline. The perfect catalog, peeping through the timeline. Okay. with the perfect prices, the perfect price codes from 1986. They were saying that it's too expensive for y'all to have children. That's what it was saying. They're saying at this time of your space in 1986, it is way too expensive for y'all to have children. Y'all can't afford children. Okay? Y'all repeating the same freaking disasters that you did in the 70s with Romeo and Juliet. Here's a reminder of the perfect catalog coming through. And guess what? That perfect catalog was sent out to perfect people to remind them. Okay? Not to make the same mistakes as the past. That's what that perfect catalog was doing. Children were too expensive in 1986. Why is that? Because the world is run by global elite Satanists. That's why. That's why. Okay, is there a Church of Alyssa anywhere where you can go to and confess your sins yet? Have we learned our lesson yet? Am I allowed to talk freely in my own video game yet? Am I holding a lot of stuff back? I.e., holding the energy back? Okay. I think I'm making some sense. Okay, this is a video game and there are levels to the video game. I already talked about some of the levels. We got a proclivities level, and then the next level under that would be, y'all ever watched the Poughkeepsie tapes? Okay, that's the next level. I'll just say it, the Poughkeepsie tapes. Did that really happen in 3D? Yes, it did. It was a whole freaking movie. Okay, it's a level to the video game. Okay, and it has to do with turning your eyes away from Jesus, that level. It has to do with going towards yourself instead of going towards the light. I think y'all should watch that movie. It was a very interesting movie for me to watch. It was definitely a tough watch. It's definitely a tough watch, okay? It's definitely stomach turning. If y'all don't have like a stomach of steel, it's definitely stomach turning. But what I found really interesting about that movie was at the end of it, she said that the person that the Poughkeepsie guy took in as his assistant, she said that she fell in love with him after her days with him. And she said it felt like bliss and felt like ecstasy. I think you should go watch it. It's a good watch, but it is hard to watch. But it's very interesting what she says. There's a cops or something down the street. I just saw the lights blink. But yeah, I think it's a good case study of a like a Stockholm syndrome experience type thing. Isn't Stockholm Sweden? Y'all always try to paint my daddy in a very bad lighting. I think that's why it's called Stockholm Syndrome, and that's why I'm making a point of it. I'm starting to feel a cavity. Okay, what's a cavity on a different level? Okay, there's a sickness on one level. There's Poughkeepsie tapes on another level. You push one out and then it goes to the next level. And then you push one out and then it goes to the next level. And I mean, I think y'all should start accepting that it's a video game and that your dreams are a part of reality. And yeah, start easy. Start being easy with yourself. Start being easy on yourself. Start confessing to yourself what your real feelings are about people. I think that's a smart way to go. I think that's a good way to go this Christmas. You know, I mean, if you can't marry a partner that you can talk to and have mature conversations with, then why did you marry that partner? You know, and don't come to me and be like, oh well, he can't even have a conversation with me about things or whatever like that. Okay, get a divorce. I've already told y'all, get a divorce if they're like that. I've told you all that many times, haven't I? Okay. All right, don't come to me complaining about that next year or whatever. I've already told you that many times. You're the reason that you're in your marriage, okay? You can get out of it. Y'all didn't go to college and y'all married somebody that has all the money in the world and y'all don't have the money in the world and stuff like that and y'all see no way out. Okay, whose fault is that? We're talking about it from a 3D level, right? But I'm just saying, I'm going backwards and talking to the people that I used to have like sessions with, tarot sessions and stuff like that. Whose fault is that? Can you go out and get a degree, Becky? Can you go get an office manager job? Can you start part time somewhere? Can you start by believing in yourself a little bit? You know what I mean? There's ways. There's ways for you to take care of yourself. I got a cavity. I know my cavities ain't real. Okay. Am I crazy? I need to go see a therapist, or are you listening to me in telepathy over walls? Which one is it? Make up your mind. Are you talking to me telepathy? Are you talking to me with your telepathy? Then I ain't crazy. Okay, then telepathy is real and it's a superpower, so I sure as hell ain't crazy, okay? That means dreams are other realities, okay, that you need to integrate. If I'm talking to y'all with telepathy over walls, y'all can't talk to me with telepathy and then deny in the next sentence. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are going to be cohesive this Christmas. If it's the last thing I can do, is make y'all cohesive. You already won. Okay, where's my castle? You already won. They love saying that to me. You already won. Then where's my goddamn castle, Becky? You trying to get me to shut up in my own goddamn video game. Mr. Colin Farrell heard that and started laughing. You already won. Where is my wedding then? Where is my wedding to Timothy Chalamet? If I already won. You already won is inconclusive evidence. That's inconclusive because I'm sitting here in my parents' house and there ain't no husbands at my house. So that's inconclusive evidence, isn't it? You already won. Really? You trying to shut me up with telepathy? That's what it sounds like to me when y'all say you already won. You already won. Where's my McDonald's? That's an easy one to solve. Where the hell's my McDonald's then if y'all already won? I'm pretty sure y'all are fighting back with you already won. You already won. Okay, then bring me my McDonald's. Okay, then bring me Mr. Hayden Christensen if I already won. That's fine with me. Say you already won. Now finish the sentence and say, you already won. You can have Hayden Christensen for Christmas. Finish the sentence, Becky. You already won. You deserve your castle. That's the end of that sentence. You all won't finish the goddamn sentence. That's an amalgamation of faith sentence. Yeah, we're already saved. We're already saved, Becky. You don't even need to talk. Where's the Churchill list then? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it exist in 3D. I'd love to see it. That would help prove that I won in physical reality. Is settle it first, Becky. Is settle it first. The marriage ain't gonna prove you won. Oh, really? I think that's called fighting back because I think there's one will in the universe and it's the princess's will. And it's the princess's will to get married for Christmas. They're like, no, we can't allow that. Okay, then there you go. Then I didn't already win yet. Then it's still a struggle. We're still in the struggle bus and we're still fighting about it, aren't we? You're still fighting back. And it's nearly Christmas Eve. I mean, I'm using logic, but you know what I mean. Y'all make my cavities seem real every Christmas season, every holiday season. Y'all make my cavities seem real. That's called fighting back. I think that's called stress and strife. Y'all putting the princess through. That's called stress and strife that y'all putting the princess through. If I already won, give me my evidence that I already won. Give me my evidence that y'all ain't stealing all of my information and my data to make money and to make your livelihood and to buy your houses and to make your picket fences and to make your life what you want it to be. Give me my evidence then, if I already won. Because I have evidence on this physical plane that y'all won. Y'all won on this physical plane. Y'all trying to make my life worse and worse every year. Worser and worser. If I was a real Melina, I'd probably say worser and worser every year. Y'all trying to make my life worser and worser every year while y'all say y'all already won. You already won. Okay. Do you see how that's a cognitive dissonance? That's called dealing with a narcissist in 3D lingo. That's what that's called. That's called dealing with a narcissist. I'm starting to feel kind of sick talking about this because I can feel y'all twitching out because I'm speaking up for myself. I mean, I've been saying I want my castle all year, and I don't. I've seen it in energy form, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen one person come forward and say, "You already won, princess. You already won, Princess Alyssa." I seen y'all struggling, trying to make my cavities feel real for the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Oh yeah, I was wondering if somebody's writing down a timeline of the annual events to maybe help us. I was thinking maybe that would be a good addition since we seem to go through the same year every year. What else did I want to talk about? I know there's a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember them all right now. But I think y'all better back off and stop saying you already won and that y'all already saved, because y'all ain't proving it in the current moment. In the present moment, y'all ain't proving it. So that's going to make the energy start to go crazy to prove its point. Oh, there's a lot of people getting the cheese touch. I can hear them when I sit on my bed. I can hear the people starting to get the cheese touch. A bunch of different people. Um, that's all. That's obviously going through the chat. Talking about 8 billion people didn't bifurcate, all complaining about the same things. 8 billion people didn't bifurcate. They already know which level they're on and who they are on these different levels, and they still complaining about the same peoply things. And this all on TikTok, and it's all over the internet, it's all over the news. It's like, oh, there's this study, there's this study, there's this study about how people don't like their life here, they don't like their life here, they don't like their life here, and they know very well where they belong in the video game. How can I argue with that? I want to bifurcate. How can I argue with that? Because they're miserable in their 3D existence, and that seems to be a consensus. That seems to be a general consensus across the board. How many people are there? Well, I want to bifurcate this game. How many people are there? Why are we all stuck on this 3D level? I want to bifurcate the game. There's one will. How many people are there? They always come back to that. They always come back to blaming God. When I'm on here giving y'all advice every single day, start with yourself. Start with the man in the mirror. Start confessing it to yourself. What do you like to do? Do you fall on the spectrum of gayness? Where do you fall on the spectrum of pettiness, of doubt, of guilty, of mercy, of, what you're fond of in the video game? What dreams do you just love so much? Start there. Start being real with yourself. If you can't be real with your friends or your family, just start being real with yourself this holiday season. Do a self-discovery. Do a self-discovery call. If you feel like you can't burden your friends or they won't get you or whatever, start the self-discovery call. What level do I want to be on? I want to be, I know I'm an ape in the jungle and I'm very happy there when I go there at night. Something like, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with your consciousness enjoying that lifetime. Start there. Start being real with yourself. What is it? What was it? I forget. Not bedazzle yourself. Bejewel yourself. Frost yourself. That's what it was. Frost yourself. You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? That's How to Lose a Man in 10 Days. That's one of my favorites. Bullshit. Okay, that's a good movie. I like that movie. I like that they used like the old time cameras in that movie. What's her name? Andy. I think her name's Andy Anderson in that movie, and they used the old time cameras on her when she's standing on the steps, and she looks all very glowy and stuff. I really like that. I like it when they use those cameras. Anywho, yeah. I'm just thinking how y'all denied yourself in the 80s and the 90s, and how y'all affected my generation. You know, how that affected us all. You know what I mean? The 80s and the 90s, there was a lot of repression going on. I mean, there was a lot of debauchery in the 80s. I guess there was a lot of debauchery in the. It's interesting, isn't it? I guess that's the dichotomy of faith, isn't it? It's a little different than the amalgamation of faith. That's a dichotomy of faith. There, right there in front of your face. All that debauchery going on in the 80s. People living out their proclivities in real life, but then denying themselves in other ways and aspects of themselves. Yeah, I think that's interesting. And then it kind of changed. It was the 80s and the 90s that I think we were the realest in the 80s and the 90s. So there was a dichotomy of faith there going on. But then probably in the 2000s as well. Sometime around 2007, I want to say, started being really depressed, really repressed in our energy. Started listening to Jesus in a real way. Started giving our lives over to Jesus. I gotta act like a certain person. I gotta act like a 3D person and put on the finest attire to go to work, and I gotta act a very particular certain way, very professional, particular certain way, and I gotta make sure that I'm all tidy and neat in my interactions with people. And I can't let spirituality get in the way. I can't let my spirituality get in my way of my 3D game anymore. I want to say. I got to conquer this 3D game. And it got really serious in conquering that 3D game. Around then, I got to deny my spiritual proclivities. I got to deny my spiritual aspect of myself. And I got to, I run a tight ship and I got to be tight lipped because loose lips sink ships. You know what I mean? I got to play the game, so to say. I got to play the 3D game. I got to play the game. Lying to everyone I meet about the type of person I am. To rise to the top, be the cream of the crop. I rise, don't stop. I'm gonna get it till I drop. Am I right? You know what I mean? Even the gays, they gotta be like, same thing. The same thing with the gays. It's like we accepted the gays, but it's like you gotta be gay, but you gotta be a straight gay. You know what I mean? You gotta be a straight gay. You gotta go over that, go for those 2.3 kids in that white picket fence. I already told you, 1986 already let you know that's too expensive for y'all. Y'all listening to Jesus. And y'all gay. Am I right? This Christmas season, fill yourself up with joy. Frost yourself. They still want to know how many of us are there, Liz. How many of us are there? Well, am I in my void right now? Are you fixing to put me back in my void? My daddy didn't hear that. I think y'all know who I am, and I already told y'all everything's on a spectrum. Okay? I, that's not the way to come to God, okay? We didn't hear that. We did not hear that. See, y'all attacking me. Yes, y'all got very special friends this Christmas season. Why don't you do them a solid and let them know that y'all's feelings are mutual? You know what I mean? Start accepting yourself this Christmas. They're making y'all feel like robots out there? Wow. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure we call the gray aliens robots or robotic. That's weird. That's interesting. That's weird. There's no correlation to space with that one. There's zero correlation at all. Oh yeah, okay. So we have Ra. He gave his annual Christmas corporate Day speech. It's becoming an annual occurrence at this point. I didn't even think about it. Okay, he did it like yesterday on Keisha's broadcast. I think he did it yesterday on Keisha's broadcast. It might have been yesterday. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think. Let me calm myself down before Colin comes over and says, "Let's calm yourself down now." Okay. It's amazing what y'all what y'all humans fight back with trying to keep me and my dad apart. The boobs ain't working. The boobs ain't working anymore. Switch to boogers. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. But y'all really stoop to any level to try to keep me and my dads away from each other. All right. That is one of the things I wanted to talk about. Adam in Ireland. Okay, let me hold on. All right. Okay, so there's a bunch of people. Adam said, I'm going to send you a picture. I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about it without laughing. Adam said, I'm going to send you a picture list. I said, okay. He sent me a picture of, I think I might have said it already on here, of me climbing into a cave. I did say, let me think about that. Climbing into a cave with him in Ireland in the rain, like a dangerous cave. Climbing into this cave with Adam. And I was like, Adam, why are we doing this? And he said, because we're one, Liz. Okay, so that's something that Adam and Colin agree upon. Is putting me in a cave in Ireland. So y'all can't get me. Okay. Then I got Chris Evans fantasizing about putting me into a luxury bunker. I already told y'all about that one, and that was a quote unquote dream, right? That's manifesting into reality. That's why I came through like that. So I got Chris wanting to put me into a bunker. I got Adam and Colin trying to put me into a cave. Then I got Bucky. He said I gotta take her back to Romania. I mean, these kind of came in a cluster, and I kind of just brushed them off. And Gigi was like, "Listen, you need to listen to these people." And I'm like, oh, well, let me think about that. So Bucky wants to take me back to Romania, and who else? Tim wants, take me back to France, but not to the castle, in a cave-like situation as well. I'm guessing Kuba's the same way. He probably wants to take me back to Poland. That's why I took me to Poland for Christmas. He felt it coming all the way back then. So we got a whole bunch of boys thinking like the same direction. And I was like, yeah, that'll never happen. That was my thought. That was literally my thought. That's never going to happen. Okay. And then Gigi was like, "Listen, you need to listen to this. We've seen this movie before, and you need to take that seriously. That will happen." And I said, "Let me think about that, Gigi." And I did. I started thinking about it. I started thinking about 3D, my 3D career and everything, and how I felt stuck in my 3D career, which was very fancy at the time, and always fantasizing about a trip where I take like a sabbatical. I called it a sabbatical, where I take like a year off. I think that year ended up being 3 years or something like that, 3 or 4 years that year. Anyway, what I'm saying is it did happen. I took like a year off and I traveled around the U.S. because I always leave. I always go to other countries, and I kept daydreaming about me taking a sabbatical for about a year and just traveling around the U.S. and seeing all the parts of the U.S. that I never got to see and stuff like that. And that was the last time the energy went crazy, and I definitely did that. That definitely did occur. That definitely did happen. Dad, I have a cavity right now, and I'm trying to report it to you. I have a cavity right now, Dad. Okay? That's how I report things to my daddy. Um, so I said, yeah, okay. That did happen, Gigi. Maybe. And actually, during that time, Ryan did try to take me to Mexico. Ryan did try to abduct me that time and take me to Mexico. But I didn't have the trust yet in that man. With all of the crazy energy going on, that's probably why this is happening this time. And I'm spending time getting to know my husbands, and they're spending time getting to know me. So that doesn't happen. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. Hopefully all these trust calls are going well. You know what I mean? Y'all trying to attack us with these cool images, trying to keep us apart, making us feel gross. Okay, so that might happen. I'm acknowledging it. I'm taking it seriously. She also said I'm never going to see that catalog lady again, which is another thing I don't believe her about. So there you go. She didn't believe me about the catalog, and I don't believe her. I'm never going to see catalog lady again. She said, "You're never going to see that poster again." I think she thinks she fell into another timeline or something. I'll let y'all know if I see her again, but I went looking for her as soon as Gigi said that. I said, let me see if I can find her. I couldn't find her. And I don't know her username, so I can't look her up. I guess I could like TikTok's like hashtag game is not on point really, so even if I might be able to find her. Should I do it with you guys here? This video is getting kind of long. Maybe I'll do it after. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'm acknowledging it, I guess. Oh yeah, so Rod did his annual Christmas party speech, which is now becoming a annual occurrence. And I already said for some reason I can't talk about that. I'm starting to start coughing talking about it. He did a speech yesterday, and I was just sitting there listening to him, like, yeah, mm-hmm, yep, mm-hmm, that's right, mm-hmm. And then he ended it, and then Ron or Alex said, "There he goes, his annual Christmas speech." And I said, "Oh yeah, he did give the same speech last year." And he probably has given the same speech every year since I've met him around this time. Mm-mm-mm. That's when I said maybe we should write up a yearly like agenda, like the order everything happens. If I get some time, maybe I'll do it. But yeah, I'm feeling okay today. I'm not feeling like my energy's not off and everything like that. Yeah, because they told me to take Shannon Lee seriously because Shannon put in her bid for adoption for me for next year. And that was another thing. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But it's not going to happen. So I'm not worried about it. And Gigi was like, you need to take that seriously, Liz. We didn't take anything seriously last year. And I think we should have taken it a little bit more seriously. And I said, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we should start taking this a little bit more seriously. So I said, okay, yeah, I'm taking that to heart then. It's a serious offer. And there's a little bit of shakes going on there, but um I guess that's why I don't take it that seriously. But yeah, and there's another thing like that we realized we did like last time we did the same thing. Remember the story I told you this morning how me and Ryan got giddy around each other and yelled at each other in the face, I'm 11. That's basically what happened last time. That is basically what happened last time. And it looks like it's happening again this time too, because we just got a new download of a new timeline overlay last night. And that did happen. So yeah, we're repeating patterns, y'all. We are repeating patterns.